Hi students, this is a message for all of you who are taking the Maharashtra MBA CET tomorrow. Now some of you of course appeared for the first attempt of CET in April, and by now you know how much you're going to score, so because of the objection tracker and the response sheet. What you need to do is firstly don't worry about the score that you got there. So don't carry any baggage from that attempt to tomorrow's attempt. Whether you did things well, whether you didn't do well, it doesn't really matter. Tomorrow's attempt is a fresh attempt and you have to treat it accordingly. Of course, in case you made any mistakes in terms of question selection or the time that you spent on each of the sections, you can modify those things. Now, for those of you who are taking tomorrow's attempt as your first attempt, again, you have heard reports from what happened in the first one that the paper was slightly on the easier side, which means that people were able to attempt more number of questions. So be ready to do that tomorrow in case paper turns out to be slightly easy or similar to what we saw on the first attempt. Try and attempt more number of questions so that you are able to score on the higher side. At the same time, if paper comes out to be slightly more challenging, don't worry. It will be difficult for everybody if that happens, which means that as long as you do your best, you will be able to get the outcome that you desire. So a couple of things, if you can call them tips from my side. Number one is going to be do not change your strategy in any way tomorrow. If you are used to a certain order in terms of attempting sections, so if you do, let's say, AR, Quant, VA, LR, just follow that particular order. You don't have to change anything for tomorrow's paper. Pay attention to how much time you're spending on each of the sections roughly. So if you're planning to do about 15-20 minutes of AR, once you do that, move on. So don't make it say 25 minutes or 10 minutes. So don't try and change something completely. The other thing to note is about 1 hour into the paper, just have a look at how many total attempts you have to see whether you are ahead of the typical performance that you see for yourself or not, so that you can either increase the speed or just maintain the momentum. Now, it's not going to be very, very difficult based on what we heard for the first attempt. So, I hope all of you have gone through that analysis and so on in terms of understanding what kind of questions were there, and you have practiced the question papers from the actual 5 slots that happened. In case you haven't done it, it is there on the IMS India website. We'll also give you a link in the description from where you can actually just check the paper. Right now, of course, you don't have enough time to solve the entire paper, but just have a cursory glance at it to see what kind of questions were asked. And if there's anything that you need to revise, you can just do some last minute quick formula revision, especially in quant, which might give you a couple of more marks. So that's about it. I'm not going to give you any more points because now you know what you're supposed to do. 150 minutes, 200 questions, and it's the same drill that you have done countless number of times, maybe 15-20 mocks that you have taken or even more. So you know what you're supposed to do. Go and give your best. Wish all of you all the best from everyone at IMS.